Hey, what's up, Army? Welcome back. And if you're new, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing to share this space with me. I hope you're doing well. Um, I was going to talk about something, and now I don't know if I want to. Um, these last couple days, emotionally, have been a lot. And I checked just before I came on here, actually, and 2 days ago was the full moon, which I didn't even realize. And it makes a lot of sense. But I guess the reason I want to talk about it is because I'm curious to see if anybody else is going through it. I've been thinking a lot, almost like um, not almost. It hasn't been intentional. This stuff has just been coming up, just like this things that I've said in the past, things that I've done in the past, things that I can't take back. Um, and I would love to sit here and say that I've been perfect, and every relationship I've ever been in, everything was their fault, and I never did anything wrong, and I was never a bitch, and I was always sweet and loving and kind, and nothing could be further from the truth, though. And at the time, I thought maybe, but hang on a second. Okay, sorry. Figures I procrastinated coming on here, and then as soon as I did, everybody wants to come home. Um, uh, I don't know. What was I saying? I was just saying I've made mistakes, and those mistakes have really been playing. Um, they've almost been kind of like haunting me the last couple days. And I keep trying. I keep working on the. I forgive myself. I forgive others. I forgive myself. I forgive others. But there's just something that I just there's just some things. There's just some things I can't take back, and I don't know. Like I said, I was just wondering maybe anyone else is going through the same thing. I spent a lot of my life. I spent a lot of my life playing the victim, and that is not to say that I haven't been. I think I think I think one of the things that I struggle with, honestly, is differentiating between um it I don't know how to explain this. It's like my trauma has caused me to blame myself for things that weren't my fault, and recognizing that I have a tendency to blame myself for things that weren't my fault, um, at the same time caused me to excuse behaviors that were. Does that make sense? It's along the lines of what I spoke of. I don't know, in one of my last readings where I talked about abusing someone who's abused me. You know what I mean? It's you've been horrible and nasty and mean to me, so I feel justified that self-righteous anger, is it called, that justifiable anger, that um feeling like I have the right to talk to somebody any type of way because of the way they treated me. You know what? I don't know. Maybe I need a fucking therapist. I don't know. I don't know. I say I don't know because I don't know, because I thought that I was coming on here with clearly understanding what I'm feeling, and the more I talk about it, the more turned upside down it gets, because where is the line? I guess that's what I have trouble with. Where is the line? Where am I simply defending myself, or where have I simply defended myself, or where have I crossed the line into eye for an eye? Where was I standing up for myself, and where was I just being a dick? I've just been trying to sort that stuff out. And maybe I'm not in the right frame of mind to be on here. But I needed to get out of my head. And talk to you. And hope that maybe you understand what the fuck I'm going through right now. So I'm just going to shut up about that before I start crying or something. And I'm going to get into reading. I don't know if you guys... I don't know if you guys like just the straight channeled messages, if you prefer the cards, the charms. I know I've asked that question before, but I feel the need to ask it again. I personally, I really like the last reading that I did. I really enjoyed that, just going off of the images and the messages that I was getting. I mean, I get that when I pull the cards too, but it's different. It's different. So I don't know really what I want to do. I feel like maybe the fact that I was called to talk about what I'm feeling is a message in itself for somebody. Maybe you're feeling the same way. Maybe you understand what I'm talking about. I just know that I turned the camera on with a serious fucking knot in my stomach, and it's gone. So all right. What do we want to do? What do we want to do? Maybe it's not just me, This is what I'm feeling feels like a purge, and it's next level, because I'm gonna set my nail on fire. I say it's next level because I feel like I've examined my past. I've looked at the things that I've done, but this is like another layer to that. And also, I don't know if this is a trauma thing, if this is an addict thing, I don't know, but there's a level of me feeling the need sometimes to drudge up the past in order to punish myself. You know, everything's good, everything's gravy, everything's smooth. Nobody in my life is abusing me. I have beautiful relationships with the people around me, beautiful relationships with my kids. I have, you know, like everything is chill. And there's this part of me that I don't know, find an excuse to make everything not chill. And you know, I mean, what do you think about for example, I used to be friends with somebody who certain time of the year she would call it seasonal depression, because it was around the time that her mother passed away, and it was like the months leading up to that and during that time, and it was like this time period that she would go through. So what I was thinking also is like um giving credence to the idea of like emotional memories, like getting around a certain time period of something traumatic happening, or having done something at a certain, you know, around a certain time period, and emotionally resonating with the I don't know what you would call it, like the fuck, what would you call it, like you know, like the residue, like the like the lingering of something, you know, because everything is now. So when you get, it's like it's like everything that has ever happened on December 29th in my life, or leading up to December 29th, or days after December 29th. It's like this, I cannot think of the word. I want to say resonance, but it's like there being a ripple through those days, because they just overlap. The way I'm seeing it in my brain, it's like they overlap, and what we do now echoes into the past and the future. I hope somebody's following me. What we do now echoes into the past and the future. This is what Spirit is showing me right now. And it's like, because of that, there's this, I'm seeing like a tuning fork, like you hit the tuning fork and it goes bong. You know what I mean? It's like that. It's like if something traumatic happened here, it vibrates forward and back, like a string going through that specific time period, which gives credence to emotional, I keep hearing the word resonance. I don't know. I'm gonna shut up. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not gonna shut up, but I'm gonna shut up about this. Um, yeah, guys, talk to me about it. Let me know. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel. I probably should have went live. I haven't done live. I haven't done live. I don't know why. It would save me on fucking storage on my phone, that's for sure. All right, what do we want to do? I keep seeing the the Sacred Spirit Oracle. Let's get some messages from Spirit. I hope everybody had a nice holiday if you celebrate. If not, again, I hope you're doing well. I did a whole lot of talking. Just been trying to shake this feeling off for, you know, a couple days now, and there's only so much I can distract myself. You know. All right, please. Messages do you have from the collective? messages do you have for us? Is being called back to my reading, a reading that I did 2 years ago, and I was gonna repost it until I watched it. And it's crazy the difference between how I used to read and how I read now. And I've noticed that a big part of how I read then and how I read now is that there were certain parts of me that were not healed. And when I look back, I can see how obvious it was. And I don't know that it was obvious to anyone else. It's obvious to me though. And it's fucking cringe. So I didn't post it. Not that it's not available for you to see. You can go right ahead. 2 years ago, December 29th, I did a reading. I watched it and I was just moving on. All right. This card comes out a lot. Channel your knowledge. Critical judgment. I'm getting this, the energy that I'm getting with this is along the lines of what I was just talking about. And this is bringing a higher perspective into things. We can fall into repeated thoughts, repeated patterns, repeated memories even. Every time you remember something, you could say the same things to yourself. You could remember something and be like, oh my God, why did I do that? And then you play over it and go down the rabbit hole of the memory. Or you can find peace in the fact that that's something that you would never do again. Because you've grown, because you've taken the time to analyze yourself. You have self-awareness now. Or, I'm being given another option, or you can look at it and also say, no, that was the right thing. I reacted 100% appropriately. It all depends. Birth of creation, potential growth. This is what I'm talking about. This is that growth. This is taking the higher perspective and applying it to things that may haunt you. Applying the growth, looking at it. Like I said, I was looking at my old reading like I can see how I've grown. I can see how I've changed. I can see what I've healed within myself that allow my readings to be more productive. Even the cards I was pulling, I was saying what I was seeing at the time, and from my perspective now, that is it's not what I was seeing. So this seems to be the message of having the choice between doing things as they were always done, or taking that higher perspective, choosing a different path. I'm seeing the card that I have in my deck that says, if something triggers you, do the opposite of what you normally do. If something triggers you, thank you. If something triggers you, it's meant to do the opposite of what you normally do. It's almost like these little, I'm hearing that word resonance again. I'm not even really sure what the exact definition of that word is, but like, I know resonating, right? But resonance, it's like we change, we've spoken about this before, right? Where you try to, you could be trying to manifest something new. You can be healing and try to be projecting something new into the universe, into your life, into your timeline. Try to jump timelines. I don't want to be that person anymore. I don't want to live with those thought patterns anymore. I don't want to react that way. And I don't know that the universe tests us as much as there are residuals before we can clear things out. It's like there's still I'm seeing the image of like things echoing back. So you moving through time, right? And you can say, hey, from this time and space, but you keep walking, but as you're walking, that hey is going to reverberate back to you, even though you've moved forward from saying hey. You understand what I'm saying? That hay is still going to reverberate back to you. So even though there's growth and there's movement along a timeline, there are still things that are going to come back at you. And it's like, are you going to respond to them the same way you always have? Or are you going to respond to them differently in order to project a different um, echo back? God, does that make sense? Because I'm visually seeing it and I don't know if I'm describing it right. It's like it takes time, and we can project something from this time and space and move forward, and then get that reverberation and be like, but I did all this growth, I did all this work, why is this coming back to me? Why am I still coming face to face with people, places, and things that I feel I moved on from? And it's because there's still that reverberation from your past projections. The universe has not had time. And then when you confirm what you want, confirm your changes, confirm the new projected outcome, when it reverberates back to you and you behave differently, then you confirm your new manifested timeline. You follow me? That's what I'm getting off of these cards. That's what I'm getting in general from starting out with what I was talking about in the beginning about my own self and what I'm, I may have, maybe I'm failing the test because I'm continuing to beat myself up about things that I can't change. So the test for me in that situation would be to stop beating myself up about it and recognize, they say, the serenity prayer is coming to me, right? God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I can't change the past, and I can't control the future. All I can do is my best in this time and space. So the answer would be to stop. The answer would be to stop beating myself up in the now over something that I can't change in the past. You get me now? If I continue to beat myself up about it, then I'm staying I'm staying stuck in a past timeline in reality, instead of saying, well, I forgive myself because I know that will never happen again, I forgive myself because I know I will never treat anybody like that again. I forgive myself because I know that I will never overreact like that again. I forgive myself. And I trust. I trust that it was exactly what I was supposed to do in order to learn the things that I needed to learn to be in this present time and space. Right here, right now is exactly where you're supposed to be, right? That's the message. That's the message. Take one more. Keep this one short and start another one. I mean, well, short for me. Anyway. Astral travel. Astral travel, caution is needed. Again, this is related. I'm getting the energy of like timelines. I feel that when we imagine a projected outcome or dwell on a past, it's like we're there again. To me, that's astral travel. To me, that is timeline jumping. To me, that is what do you call it? Remote viewing in a way. Because you think about it, you put yourself there, you feel all the emotions, you feel all the emotions, you go through it all over again, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. You're putting yourself in that place. You're traveling. Your spirit is traveling to that space and time, past, present, or future. So the caution that's needed is the fact that our words and our emotions and our intention are just as powerful when projecting ourselves into the past or the future as they are in the now. I mean, that's what I get off of this astral travel card. Words are spells, words are powerful, and the spirit is showing me, I've never seen this before. The spirit is showing me that a way to heal the past. Say it is something that you did or said that you can't take back, or that you can't change, or that you regret, or you're in the I wish I did it different. And maybe there's somebody that you hurt, or maybe you feel bad about something that you said in the past or did or didn't do, and you have no way of making amends physically with this person in the present time and space. Spirit is showing me to go back and imagine the difference. I don't know that actually changes the past, but it allows you to hang on to a different vibration in relation to the past. It allows you to hang on to something different. So every time this one thing comes up, let's say that there's this one thing that haunts you, or this one thing you feel bad about, every time it comes up, that reverberation, that bounce back, every time it comes up and grabs you. I'm literally seeing it like grab somebody by the feet. Every time it comes up and tries to bite into your growth and bite into your present mood and bite into you loving on yourself and accepting yourself for who you are, every time it reaches out from the past and tries to snatch you, if you practice a different conversation, if you practice making amends in that moment, or doing things differently in that moment, or imagining, instead of taking that moment in time and remembering it the way it was and beating yourself up about it, and oh my God, why did I say that, and oh my God, but they said this, and blah, 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 blah. Change it. Spirit is saying change it, so that every time that memory comes back, you create a new one, a better version of yourself in the past, a better version of yourself, the present self. Allow the present self of growth to handle that. Instead of getting angry, look at the person that you were angry at with fresh eyes, with this higher perspective, with the idea that maybe they regret that too. Spirit is showing me to create, reconstruct the memories, confirm your new behavior, confirm your new timeline, confirm your new attitude by reconstructing the memory. And that's really interesting because, like I said, I've never gotten that before. But it seems really useful and helpful instead of something haunting, you know? Instead of replaying this scenario that you wish you could change it. What would you do different? What would you say different? How would you have acted differently? And vibrate on that. Focus on that. Savor in the emotion and the feeling of that. And then it makes the past not so haunting and not so daunting. And you're able to look at it with a higher perspective, with a loving perspective, and it makes it easier to forgive yourself and forgive others. And I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at that. If you're still with me, you're a fucking real one. And I'll be back. I will. I'll be back soon. And I'll catch you on the next one. You're beautiful. I love you.